Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Three Things on Tuesday show. My name is Longpli. Today, I want to share with you a monthly market update of May 2020. Now, May 2020, no, actually, it's April 2020 because this is the most current number that I have from ARMLS, which is the multiple listing service in Arizona. Uh, this is normally the time, like at the end of 1 month, we normally receive the report from the MLS for the number of the previous month. So this is actually the most current number that we see. And in fact, April is the number that we have the entire month under quarantine and under stay-home order. Remember, the stay-home order was in March 28th, if I remember correctly, March 28th, March 31st, started in March 28th, and the entire April, the stay-home order was in place. So this is we can see right away the impact of COVID for the entire month for the first time. Last month, when I report the March number, it is only a small portion of the month, but this is a full picture that we can see. So let's take a look. Let's dive in to see what we actually have during April 2020. Now, there's a couple factors, again, we're going to see in this video is, first of all, the inventory number. So for the new inventory, there are about 8,781 new inventory. Now, new inventory meaning that those houses are become active onto MLS during April. 8,781, as you see on the red line right there, is the current year. And the red line is the previous year. We already know this. I already talked in a lot of video that we don't have enough inventory in Arizona, like in the US in general, and specifically, this is one of the example in Arizona as well. So we don't have enough houses for sale in Arizona. 8,781. That is actually a decrease of 19% when you compare to March of 2020. And that also, as you see right here, obviously, is a big gap, a big decrease when you compare to April of previous year versus April of this year. So that this is still the same, right? And obviously, COVID has impacted a lot for the new inventory number because obviously more sellers are gonna pull back, pull their house out of the market as well, and not a lot of sellers are willing to put the house for sale on the market. So this is number the new inventory. Now, when we look at the total inventory, it is not as severe, right? It has a decrease here, as you see, from March to April, but it's smaller. It's much smaller than the decrease that we see in the new inventory, and the decrease is only 1.4% when you compare to March, right? But we still see the big gap. We still see the big gap between previous year and this year. So the COVID, we already had the big problem before the COVID, as you see here, which is a very low number of inventory. When we are in February, the market come up because it's a spring market. A lot of people want to sell the house during this time. However, during COVID, we see right away that it's actually lower than before March. See it, okay? Now the second set. So that the first set of number inventory just set the basic background so that we can understand what is the current situation of the market in terms of available houses for sale on the market, right? We're looking at the new inventory coming to the market as during April, and also the total inventory, including the houses for sale that is on the market as of March. So right now, the second set of the number is actually looking at the monthly sales. This is a total number of sales happening in April 2020. Now, right? So these are the number. This is to see how fast, how quickly the houses for sale, right? So 6,925 houses that were sold during April, right? Obviously, you see right here when you compare to March versus April, that is a big decrease. That is a big decrease. The decrease is actually set 19.7%. 19.7%. Obviously, COVID has impacted the rate of sale, those houses, right? A lot of people don't want to buy the house anymore, or in fact, they don't have the job. They don't have the job to buy the houses anymore, right? So they pull out of the contract, therefore the house was not able to be sold, right? 19.7% decrease on number of sales. You see in contradictory with previous year, right? The gray line is the previous year because of spring season is increasing number of sales, but we don't have that in this year because of COVID. So obviously, one conclusion that we can say right here is that because of COVID, the number of sales has decreased, right? Decreased 19.7%. That's what we see in this picture right here. Now, this is an interesting topic that a lot of people was worried about, because a lot of people worry about distressed property. Distressed property meaning that those houses that are they cannot pay the mortgage, they are in default, and the house, the mortgage, the bank come to and foreclose the house, right? Those are the distressed properties. An interesting fact is that the distressed sale actually also decrease. The decrease of so as you see right here, only 0.7% of the sale of the house that was sold at distressed property. Now, as you see here, from March to April, that is also a similar degree, right? So obviously, I mean, the a lot of policy in place was helping the homeowner, even though during COVID, a lot of people don't have job and they cannot make payment, right? Their mortgage protection program everywhere. Therefore, less people was involved in those distressed sales. They don't have to sell the house. They just live in there, right? And defer the payment for later time. Okay, so that's actually a very good signal for the good policy that we put in place. Now, because even though the total number of inventory decreased, but we don't have a good rate of selling the house. So this is actually showing a better number to show how fast the house was sold. This is the month's supply of inventory, meaning that, for example, if there's no houses go on to the market and it just keeps selling, right? So to be able to do that, it's gonna take 2 and about 15 days, 2 months and 15 days to sell the house, right? So that is what this number means. So, but you also see an increase. So meaning it take longer to sell all the houses currently on the market, which makes sense, right? Because not a lot of buyers on the market right now, because first of all, they are no longer qualified for the job. They don't want to move forward. They are scared of the market's going to go down, right? So they want to pull back. So that's the reason why it takes a little bit longer to sell those houses, as explained right here, right? As a result, now, however, though, if interesting is that this number is an average days on market, meaning that for those houses that were sold, we see that it's actually decreased, because it's now only take 51 days to sell those houses versus compared to March, which is about 59 days on market, right? So meaning that there are still buyers actively on the market looking for houses, and if it is the right house, if it is the right price, if it is the right location to them, they're gonna buy the house right away, right? They're gonna buy it even faster than before COVID in March right here. So for those houses that are currently on the market cannot be sold, it's just because there's less amount of buyer, but those pool of buyer are still very, very active looking for houses and get the house right away if they have a chance. So those numbers. So the rate of the house getting sold on the market, very, very interesting fact. Now, the last set of number, we're talking about dollar, the money, the money actually going to the seller, right? The sale price of the property. Now, before we even talking to the sale price, let's look at the new listing price. The black line right here is the average of this year, 2019 to 2020, and the green is the median, 2019 and 2020. Now I normally, and also the kind of a little bit transparent light here is the previous year. So they are pretty much aligned between the two lines actually, right? This is 390, 389, and 390. I normally look at this chart by using the median list price, because the average list price gonna have some random number that throw off the calculation. So I normally look at the median list price. As you see here, the median list price of this month of April 2020 is 309, 309.9, right? And then the median list price for previous year is 295. So that is actually an increase. That's actually an increase of I'm sorry, of 5.1%. In an increase of 5.1%, even during COVID, we still see that seller, if they want to put their house on the market, they still don't want to reduce the asking price. So there's no reason for them to do so, right? They can have two options. One, don't list the house at all, which a lot of people do. That's the reason why for the total new inventory low go down, right? But if they do list on the market, there's no reason for them to reduce the price. They can just put actually higher than previous year of the same time. Now, if you remember the previous chart, when we show a springtime is a very good time to sell the house, right? Which is right now. It's actually number of sales increasing for previous year, right? This year we see a slowdown in the number of sales during springtime. However, the asking price is still going up. So obviously, the seller very comfortable in the value of the house, and there's no reason for them to. There's no distress, right? They don't have to sell. Think about it. If they cannot make the payment for 3 months, they basically just stay in the house and then sell it. They still have 3 months to sell. The average sale on the market, the average days on market is only 51 days. Right, so it's much faster than the 3 months period forbearance, right? So let's see here, very interesting fact is actually 5.1% increase compared to previous year. Okay, this is the sale price. So the asking price is this. This is the median asking price of 309. And the median sale price is about 300. So very similar, right? There's $10,000, but we're talking about a 3%. So the 3% is not much. I mean, a seller concession could give you already 3%, right? So the median sale price of this year is $300,000. Now, at 270 is the median sale price of previous year. So as you see, another increase in sale price of 11%. So not only the asking price higher, but also the median price is actually even higher of 11%. We only have 5.1% in asking price increase, but we have about 11% in the sale price. 11% increase in sale price. So obviously, not only the seller are comfortable with the value of the house, but for those buyers that buying the house, they also comfortable with the value of the house at a higher price. Now, why do they do that? Because of interest rate. Because of interest rate, even though it is a little bit higher asking price, however, the interest rate is so low compared to previous year that the monthly payment is way cheaper than previous year. So like, okay, this is a good time for me to buy houses because monthly payment is too low anyway. Right? So that is the reason why. That is the reason why the sale price increase of 11%. Now this gonna exciting. This is gonna cause a lot of exciting for a lot of people because this is a forecast of next month, which is May 2020. This is the forecast sale price of May 2020. You see right there of $290,000. So that is actually a decrease of $10,000 because of COVID in April 2020. Right, we see a decrease, and MLS, SSC so far, they have a very good prediction of what the average median sale price of the next month. During March, you should remember this number right here. It is the median sale price of April. During March, when they predict the number of April, which is actually about 299.9. So they only off about $100. So they're very good at predicting the next month. Now they predict that next month, obviously the sale price is going to be much more impacted during COVID the whole month, right? April and May. So think about it. Why is that? For those houses that are going under contract in April, right? Obviously, there's, as I already told you, there's more negotiation power for the buyer to negotiate down the price. And yes, that's the reason why, and a lot of people do that during April, right? That's the reason why they predicted the May sale, because they are under contract in April, meaning that they have to close in May. So those sale number are gonna come up in next month, right? So obviously, there's a drop here because of that reason, because the buyer negotiate more during that time, during April, to be able to have a better deal, which makes sense. Now, $10,000 again is not the big of a concern. $10,000 is a very small number compared to the $300,000. So 10,000, if you look at that, is only 3%. And 3% of the $300,000. So a simple seller concession already covered that, right? Now, seller concession normally the seller doesn't want to do that before the COVID because they have such a strong seller market. But because I told you in other videos that because COVID, right, the buyer have more power to negotiate with the seller, and the seller want to sell the house, so they have to give up a little bit equity in the house, $10,000 compared to $300,000, so to be able to sold it, right? But here's the thing: this is in May because it go under contract in April. As you see in May, the predict number for June probably going to be a little bit higher because we already the COVID already slowed down a little bit, and the stay-home order has expired. So we have more. The market's going to be kicked up a little bit even faster, right? In my post on Facebook, in my blog post on Facebook, I share a lot of opinion of financial experts in the USA to show that they strongly believe I strongly believe that the market, the real estate market, actually one of the features, one of the industry that's gonna pull up the economy of the US this time after the COVID-19. So it's very interesting topic. Take a look at that if you are interested in those. Everything here, this is the number that I gonna report to you this month. Again, thank you so much everyone for watching the 3 Things on Tuesday show. We're looking at the number of inventory. We're looking at the sales number, how many houses that are sold in April of 2020. And then we're looking at the sale price. We're looking at the prediction of the sale price for next month as well. So we'll see how accurate this is in the monthly market report video next month at the end of June 2020. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.